Welcome back to your ED Leaguemates. All right, Wednesday morning, 10:58, 2 minutes for the rest of our lives until week 6 waivers run. I got Adam, I got Nick, I got Andrew on the couch today. We got some things we can address
Life's
before.
Tony, like I could just see the energy draining. Like he's just so sad.
I just had to get through
smile.
the intro, and then I was like, I can just sit here in misery and
we'll
silence.
take it from here.
Yeah.
The notification today from Underdog with the Nico Collins on IR period was like one of the more harder hitting notifications I've seen
For sure.
in quite a while.
And I was just looking at the group chat. I was like, which asshole's going to remind me? Like, which asshole is going to break the news thinking they're Adam Schefter?
Yeah.
It's fucking Joe.
Joe gets one win and becomes
know.
the biggest douchebag in the world.
Joe was actually the one person that I didn't care sent it in the group chat.
Yeah.
Anyone else I was about
If
to
Jack,
go off on.
I feel like if Jack did, you would
If
have
Jack,
brought a gun to the
Jack
office
sent
today.
something right before this being like, oh, Rashi Rice, Nico, tough scene. Yeah, it is a fucking tough scene, Jack.
Jack would be the 101 for that type of behavior, too.
Yeah,
100%.
So you still feel this negatively, and it was the best case scenario of someone putting it into the league chat.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's the type of energy you need to know.
So a team that started with Josh Allen, Debo, Rashi, Nico has
I've,
basically
like,
none of those.
None of those. Literally none of them
Yeah, it's
anymore.
tough scene right now.
that like,
it's
how did
only-
we get here? Energy.
yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
We're only a third away through
This
the
is the
season.
type of adversity you face in the middle of a fucking fantasy football season.
Well,
though.
It's not fun.
That's
I
a
hate it.
perfect segue in though to this point, right? I feel like there's so many teams. Unless you're 4-1, you're one of those teams. You're looking at your roster like, I have so many things I need to fix. And although the options may not be the greatest out there, you don't care because you have so many things you need to fix on your team. Like, you just start putting in bids because
you don't even know what you're trying to fix anymore.
True.
You're just buying like car parts, and you're not actually sure if they like fit on your car.
you have this massive thing with holes in it, and you're trying to put flex on all of it. It just doesn't work.
Here's the issue. He spent all his money last week on Trey Tucker and all of these other guys, so he has no money left.
Not all his money.
Nah,
There's some.
I bet I still overspent on someone this week somehow.
Hell yeah.
Dub.
Yeah, I mean, I was desperate last week because I was like, I have, buys and shit that I need to replace. Now I have, like, my heart and soul of a team that I need to replace, so.
He kind of genuinely looks sad. I see.
Yeah, no, you guys were talking about something. I was just, like, playing Nico
that's-
Collins
I
highlights in
saw
my head.
like the heartbreak as we were crossing paths as you walked into the office downstairs and we were walking the other way. I was like, that legitimately, that look you had in your eyes is like one of two things. Like your girlfriend just broke up with you or your best fantasy player just got put on the IR.
Yeah, Jack's, like, so fucking happy as if I'm still not going to have a better season, even
Bitch
losing my
ass
first
motherfucker
two
talking
picks.
like shit sweet right now. Starring Chris Olave.
Jack, no one's gonna be laughing at your fucking jokes when you're up on stage. You're smiling now, but like you are so close to finishing dead last.
No holes. No
Are
holes.
you?
No.
Let's see what's behind the curtain, man.
Yeah. Do you want to make quick predictions? Who the big spender was, or like who?
I'll tell you it wasn't me because I didn't put a single bid in.
Really?
I took the week off last week. I put some bids in this week. My most expensive player, I think, was like $12.
It's gotta be Polk, right?
Juju.
Oh, I forgot about Juju.
I
not
actually
gonna
saw
lie.
the Juju bid and I saw who won it.
Okay,
I
so
can't
let's just
spoil
get
it.
What's
into it.
crazy is I know how many bids Tony had, and he forgot about Juju.
30.
Whoa.
Kareem Hunt, God? Hell yeah.
So the big spend this week was Juju Smith-Schuster going to Joe, dropping Zach Ertz, $30
All right,
bucks, which I guess wasn't that bad of a spend considering that Nate came in second, only $2 behind him.
That could be a
Dude,
huge pickup.
Tony was getting ready to judge the hell out of that until he's like, wait a minute.
I was.
I spent so much money last week that was wasted, and this was only $2
I know,
somehow.
I was ready to rip Joe, but I guess that's what you got to do to get Juju on your
That's
squad.
a tough scene for Nate because Nate's roster is really depleted at the
He
moment.
needed Juju.
And he needed, some Juju on his side right now, and he didn't get any.
Yeah, they got a bye coming up, but I mean, first real game without Rashi for the most part. And he goes, 7 for 130?
Is he back?
That was like the best game he's had.
I can't say
Even
yes.
when fucking, like he was there 2 years ago.
Dude, they said it's been like 1,400 days or something since he had a stat line like that.
Of course.
That is.
That's like
He's
4
been
years, bro.
He's been horrible.
Yeah,
But that being said, he did do that pretty recently. So
kind of looked good too.
We'll see if it's
Thought he
good
looked quick.
Juju or
He
bad
did.
Juju.
He did
moving
look pretty
forward.
good. And
He
he was
looks
getting like
fried.
deep shots down the field. I think that was a very good pickup
It's
by
gonna
Joe.
suck
all the
when
Xavier
they,
Worthy people love to see that.
It's gonna suck when they trade for
performance.
Cooper or D Hop or something here at the deadline.
Do you think?
I think.
I don't think.
Like they literally,
So-
if this is the rumor every single year and they not once have done that.
So I heard that they actually met the second round pick expectation from Las Vegas for Adams but they will not trade him within the division.
Really?
So they did send a second.
Interesting.
You're the Raiders. You just gotta fucking send that shit. You're not
Easily.
going anywhere.
Yeah, like enough of that.
Yeah.
They're like, we
The
won't.
Chiefs ain't gonna be
can't
the
go to
reason that
Kansas
you're
City.
not making the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Right. Come
Worry
on.
about your own fucking problems, Raiders. All right.
So Juju top spender, full PPR. I think it was good, and we have a bunch of bids that are really close to
Casey
it.
came in at 14, Andrew at 12, Sexual at 4. And then, all right, next one is I get Jalen Polk for $18. I'm kind of hyped about it. Jalen Polk now gets a new quarterback. Jack, I don't know what you think is so fucking funny.
Yeah, a peanut gallery. If you got opinions, get on the fucking couch and do
Yeah.
a podcast.
You guys
we don't sit in the corner just whispering
no
back here.
fucking opinion whatsoever.
Bro was starting
gonna
Nico and
continue-
Rashi 2 weeks ago. Now he's
Because
hyped
they
about
got
Jalen Polk.
fucking hurt, Jack. It's not like I'm benching them straight up. What other fucking option do I have, you goddamn loser? You're 1-4 and think it's so fucking sweet to be 1-4, dude. Oh my god. Fuck you, Jack. All right. All right.
This is fantastic.
These are
Jalen
our
Polk.
idiot league mates.
Jalen Polk. I'm excited for him. He's getting Drake May. He showed some flashes with Jacoby Brissett. He's a talented rookie. And look, I think Drake May, I don't know if he's going to like be great right off the rip, but I kind of think Jacoby Brissett kind of sucks. So
I think it was sharp. This was the one guy that if I was going to drop Emmanuel Wilson for, I was going back and forth for, it was for stashing Polk or Pop Douglas, but it probably would have sided with Polk.
the next highest was $8 from Judge.
All right,
Okay.
that's not terrible.
bad.
You've closed the gap on your bids.
Yeah.
You've learned.
I decided to go with your analytics of like 16 is like the number.
was gonna say that,
18
yeah.
is the winning bid.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what-
the
well,
winning bid, baby.
nailed it.
Again, I could have went with like 10 and
Well,
still been
18
fine.
still won.
Yeah, so did 38 last week.
The analytics hold up.
All right.
Poppy.
Dang it.
There you go.
Pop
Wow.
Douglas goes to Judge Sexual for 17. So, would you guys rather have Polk or Pop?
I
In my
lean-
opinion, I think Polk's the better one to have.
I would rather have Pop short term.
Yeah,
But
like
I would
Pop,
rather
I
have-
feel like you could throw into your lineup right now. If I had someone who I'm like, okay, he might be actually like a needle mover, maybe week like 11 through 15, more likely to be Polk, I think. But tomorrow's probably going to put you up like 10, 12 points going forward.
Yeah, the reason I lean Pop is because like I'm in a situation right now where it's like I have to beat Nick this week. While I do prefer Polk long term, I don't have time to worry about the long term. I need something right now. So that's why I lean
So give me
Pop.
some Poppy
But I
W.
do think Polk, like,
He's a good pickup during bye weeks.
I know
when you
people are
gotta, like, throw
laughing. I know
somebody in your
people
lineup.
are saying whatever they're saying, but it would not surprise me if Polk ends up being someone that's a wide receiver 2 to finish out the year for the final like 5-6 weeks of
I
the season.
still think he scored that touchdown.
Probably.
Yeah, but he didn't.
Yeah, but it looked like he did.
That's a
though.
bar in effect.
I came in
What
at
was-
16.
What was
So
the
you were going to
okay.
go for both of them?
Dang.
Yeah.
And just see who hit kind
The
of?
fact
Right.
that Judge actually got you by $1 though
Dude,
is
Sexy's
crazy.
sharp on these motherfucking fab bids.
I think they're sharp, and then there's like by a single dollar. Like that's a little bit too sharp. Like Judge, I'm gonna call
You think
bullshit
there's
on
corruption?
the gavel. Yeah,
There's some corruption going
I
on.
think
I
there's-
think he logged in my account and hurt Nico.
dude.
He called in to Schefter and was like, put Nico on IR.
He's got-
I'm playing him this week, and he has Tank Dell.
He's got
I'm onto that motherfucker.
You know what? He's got that voodoo doll up in Canada.
Everything's coming up, Sexy.
I like it. Oh, I got digs.
He just
so I'm not
happened to
mad
sneak.
about it.
Now he's first in the division. There's a lot of things Sexy's up to.
All right, so you were also unsuccessful with a $1 bid.
Yeah,
Nice.
I knew I probably wouldn't get him, but I was like, if there's any chance that somebody like let one slip by, I gotta at least put $1 in.
Taysom.
Oh, no,
So
I
you
had to
still
drop
get
two,
him
too.
for 2-2.
I didn't
Ended up
even
picking
look
up
for
Taysom.
We talked about Taysom. I didn't
Yeah.
even look for him. I should have tried to.
He
pick
was
him.
someone I was kind of going back for. I mean, you lost Derek Carr. I don't know if Taysom's playing or not, but
I don't
kind
know either.
Kind of
but
imagine he'd have a bigger role if Carr is out, like in some capacity, maybe a red zone role, or maybe they get him in for like 10, 15% of the
Throws a
snaps.
touchdown this week.
Yeah.
And
also,
rushes
like,
one in and
Dalton
catches
Kincaid
one.
is such a bot.
Dude, Dalton Kincaid is a touchdown dependent tight end.
Yeah, he's
That
just
doesn't
not
score
fun to
touchdowns.
start.
He has one.
Dalton
Andrew, how do you
Kincaid
feel?
is a tight end.
That's a good way to put it.
That's exactly what it is. A touchdown dependent tight end.
No, he's just a tight end. That's what tight ends are now.
All tight ends are touchdown dependent. Other
Abolish,
than the elite ones.
abolish
I
the
didn't
tight
get
end
no one else.
position.
Where's this budget all coming from?
Where's your money?
No. I didn't get Xavier Hutchinson.
Speaking of
although
corruption.
I was willing to drop, I guess, decent money on him just because I think that
So-
being attached to CJ Stroud, I kind of like him
I'm
to have a little bit of
Which,
a
how
role
much
here.
money did
I'm
you
just-
have left?
I don't know. I don't think about that. I just spend it till I can't.
I'm just
feel
more
like-
so curious. Like, so Tutu, you saw enough. It's over. Like, I'm good with Tutu.
I actually kind of like Tutu, but I just think there's
He's
a
on
decent
bye.
chance. Like, yeah, he's on bye and maybe Cup's back. So
okay.
to be honest, he's the guy I felt most comfortable. Like, if I want to pick him back up, I probably can later.
Because of the bye week. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I was just
kinda the only
curious
reason.
because I know you picked him up last week. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Anyone get hit, Zave?
No. Next
Wow.
bid was Blake Corum
Okay.
by Joe, dropping his savior Darius Slayton of last
This is
week.
a good move. This is a great move by Joe here. You watch my vid? Sharp as fuck. No, I mean,
You're like, you fell right into it.
I suggested it because like Blake's now the 2 there. You have Kyron, so it makes sense. If Kyron gets banged up down the stretch, agreed. He's due. He's due for a tweak.
And
Things are going too well.
His snap share is at 85% is becoming more egregiously like different than the field. It's ridiculous how much work he's getting.
Good move. Got your handcuff. Secure up the backfield.
Dub.
Dang it.
Darius Slayton, though, I kind of think is. I mean, is that just like Wando
I think
or
that's
not?
what-
Nah, I mean, if
Neighbors
Malik
out.
is
Neighbors.
if Malik is
Yeah.
back, yeah,
Malik had a concussion. He should
I
be
don't know.
playing, right?
I don't know. I feel like we should have gotten a practice report. I guess maybe today's the first practice report, so we'll hear. I was watching or listening to some doctor talk about it, but they're like, if he doesn't practice today, there's like a really good chance he just doesn't play this week again. They say there could be something funky going
Like
on.
the long-term kind of lingering effect.
That'd be huge because I
mean,
play Malik Neighbors this
That
week.
was a hard fall. That he looked like he hit his head hard.
Yeah, but concussions I feel like don't really.
All right. Michael Wilson, unsuccessful by me.
Unsuccess-
Michael Wilson was picked up, though,
Okay.
by
Hey,
Andrew for $8.
Dang, I
dropping
had him
Xavier
for 6,
Legette.
I'm pretty sure.
we're
You
throwing
like-
that man into the lineup this week.
Is Legette like that hurt?
Leggett,
I think he's gonna play this week.
I don't care about Leggett
You're
anymore.
just off.
Really?
You're just out.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I
think
need a
long
1
term.
week.
I like him more than.
I'll
Look,
take Leggett.
I need a 1 week plug and play, and I like Michael Wilson's matchup more than Legett's this week. So just give me Michael Wilson in the flex this week. That's all I need.
He plays
Yeah,
Green
I
Bay,
guess that's
right?
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marv should probably see a lot of Jair, but it almost feels like for Michael Wilson, the on paper matchups like never happen. They never work. I mean, he just doesn't really do much ever. But I
You
appreciate
saw my bench.
That's fair.
I need hope.
Yeah, Leggy's a guy I feel like people might jump on.
I hope
Tomorrow.
so.
I'm definitely going to be in the.
You have no money left. You
Nah,
can't
no,
jump
I got,
on anyone.
I got Legette money left for sure. All right.
$6.
Oh,
I
this
tried-
low-key my favorite part. It's like when someone on the couch tried to sneak in a bid and they didn't get it.
They're like terrible bid, and then it just the truth.
Like that
gets
person
revealed.
knows it's coming,
Yeah.
but they hasn't gotten
Si-
up there yet.
From 6 to 8, that's tough. I would have definitely sprinkled that to 10 if I would have known.
Tony knowing that he's gonna have 10 more bids exposed still on this fucking
Well,
shit.
didn't he say he put in like 18 bids or something?
I'm putting 16.
16.
When you
Oh,
said
yeah.
when you said you had like 16, you said you had 16 bids, but 8 real ones, meaning like 8 people.
Yeah,
you
because
could
I had
get.
an empty bench spot, so it was like to fill the bench spot and then maybe drop 2-2.
But then when you said that and we started the episode off and you're like, I forgot about Juju. I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
we are gonna have so many people.
I meant to add
with
Juju
your-
to the rotation, but I wasn't gonna bid $30 on him, so I don't care.
Well, let's see who all got bids.
Alan Lazard, I kind of think is a good pickup and probably should be rostered. Sexy almost got him for 2.
Sexy agrees.
Tony almost got him a
for
game.
0.
Andrew
All right.
got Spencer Rattler.
All right.
I like the pickup. I bid a little bit
Look.
less than that.
Look,
Damn, you really got him for $2 more.
Mahomes is on bye, and Tyler Huntley was on bye, and so my OP, which is our super flex spot, that was going to be either Roshan or Tyler Lockett.
Who's your QB1?
Herbert.
Go.
So there's a chance that Spencer Rattler steps into the lineup this week and is my QB1 in production if he throws 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Mahomes might be like the fantasy woe.
We were talking about this right before. I've heard like a few podcasts over the last few days that are just like, if you're in a 1 quarterback league, Mahomes is just like droppable. And I like
also-
don't disagree with it.
1,000%.
I actually kind of like Rattler too as like a prospect. Like coming into the league, like I thought he was pretty talented. So
Sure.
I don't know. I'll take a shot on him
Kinda-
this week.
Rattler almost feels like we might see some like younger Jameis magic,
I
where he's
hope
going to
so.
go out there and just like fuck around and chuck the. He might not be good, but he'll put up.
He'll be
maybe,
better
like-
than Derek Carr.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Rattler in the dynasty landscape is like they've been waiting because Derek Carr's just eventually going to get hurt, and it didn't seem like that until all of a sudden now.
Well,
Will Rattler's magic happen?
Well, going back to like for Dynasty, Rattler was a dude who like people knew about from high school, and he was like such a prize like recruit.
He was supposed
He
to
was
be.
on a
He was
Netflix
supposed
show.
to. Well, he
Yeah.
was supposed to be in last year's class, the supposed like first pick off the board of the QBs.
Yeah.
That never happened because he
Yeah.
literally had to transfer schools.
Yeah, and he's bopped around in college. Didn't have like the college career that people expected him to have, but like people will always equate like, oh, he's a 5-star recruit, high upside recruit to like upside in the NFL, which like might be true, might not be true, but I think it's like just kind of fun to see the storyline play
he
out.
even has like the physical tools that you want to see. I don't know. He feels very underrated, I think, in the class because he didn't get the crazy capital. We were talking about him potentially maybe being a day 2 guy in the NFL draft, and he fell to the 5th round.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is a good situation for him to go and maybe show off. Like,
I'm excited to see him play if he gets to start for sure.
yeah, I think I'm more excited just to watch him. I don't really know what he's going to do production.
When you say the tools, you're talking like potentially with the rushing upside he possesses?
Rushing upside, some of the arm strength. Like,
Sure.
he's fairly accurate, too. Like, I don't know. Do you guys think that there's even a conversation? Say he goes out 2-3 weeks in a row,
No.
he balls out. Are they even having a QB conversation?
Oh, I think they definitely could.
I think so.
I think he would have to ball out for sure, but I don't think the Saints are like against benching Carr.
They win 2 of their next 3 games. Carr doesn't play in 3 games. Is there a conversation?
I think Rattler would have to like lights out and probably go 3-0.
I think they were trying to honestly, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they got rid of Carr this last offseason.
I feel like there's a disconnect, though, here in this one where it's what everybody wants to see versus what the reality is. I think Rattler is going to have to play almost elite football to lock
I
that
feel like
in.
Carr has not played bad ball at all up to this point. Even like last game, I think he was hitting dudes in stride.
He
Like
threw some
Carr-
boneheaded deep ball
Sure.
picks in that
Carr,
one.
but Carr, though, at least for the start of the year, has actually looked way above
The
I think what people's
expectation.
expectations were.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I think it's his job unless Rattler's going to come and have to steal it. Like
This is
by winning 2 games and probably winning some, like have a game-winning drive, something like that.
This is an interesting storyline to follow, though.
What do you
I
think the
just Rattler.
percent chance it even is Rattler, actually, compared to like Hayner?
I would say
Rattler supposedly in one of the most recent reports is going to get the start.
Okay.
There's been, I thought it was going to be Jake just because he was the one seeing the time, but
See, like, I think the way that you guys are talking about, like, maybe Rattler takes his job, I think there's, like, probably more likelihood that Rattler goes out,
loses it to Hayner.
loses it to Hayner by, like, next week. I don't think it's going to happen, but, like, I don't see a world where Derek Carr gets benched by the time Rattler's done here.
Like, if Rattler has a bad game the first game, they just go to Hayner next week.
well,
Yeah,
maybe that's where it's not as fun to talk about. Well, the ranges of outcomes are the 5th round quarterback doesn't do
But
that well.
I mean, I do think in the range of outcomes, upside is like Derek Carr loses his job.
I think it exists, but I think it's going to have to.
I don't think it happens because of this injury. I think, like, we need a stretch of him playing really poorly during the regular season.
All right.
And they're so far not out of the NFC South race at all.
I think the last time we saw, I think a day 3 pick just outright steal the job was Dak Prescott.
So Mike
Is he going to play
Garofalo,
like that, where it's just he comes out and just lights out?
Mike Garofalo tweeted this morning. He said, 5th rounder Spencer Rattler is a very strong candidate to get the start this week in Derek Carr's absence.
Right.
Sounds like he's going to be the guy this
Do we
week.
even know Derek Carr's injury? Is this like a week-to-week
It's
thing?
oblique. It should
Oblique.
be.
Obliques are happening left and right in this.
I heard
NFL.
2 to 4.
2 to 4. Hope his career's done, honestly. I'm done with him.
That's fair.
All right. You were unsuccessful, Andrew, trying to pick up Aiden
You did
O'Connell
yourself
for
a fucking favor there.
Well, I wanted Rattler more than O'Connell, but if I had to throw O'Connell in there, baby, it was happening.
I cannot wait to see which of you two ends up actually getting
There's no shot I got O'Connell.
Does O'Connell stay on the waivers?
Oh,
Oh no.
Nate tried to. Oh wait, actually, I'm
drops
going to
week 2.
intertwine here because we talked about the trade that I wanted to make last week here with Nate on the show. I was giving up Breece Hall, Jared Goff, getting Josh Jacobs, Anthony Richardson.
That officially happened.
Didn't end up making the trade last week. Had I made the trade, which all you guys said I was getting fleeced in, I would have won my matchup against Tony. Ended up making it this week. And before we pulled the trigger, we were negotiating a bunch of different trade options. He tried to trade me Gardner Minshew. I was like, I know you're about to drop him, and Gardner's about to get fucking benched right now. Don't pull that bullshit with me. But Aiden's gonna get benched by next week.
Yeah, I'm
He
kind of
sucks.
pissed that they're even running AOC out there. I feel like there's no shot he's better.
It's
than
not even
Gardner.
confirmed. Like they didn't even say he was starting next week.
No, because Antonio Pierce is an idiot.
He is an absolute idiot.
Maybe
for
when
sure.
Carr comes back and takes the job, they can trade him Spencer Rattler.
Could have Spencer Rattler here.
I had that thought this morning.
Maybe they just trade for Carr again.
Yeah, instead of Devontae Adams requesting a trade, he requests Carr to be traded.
That
to
would
him.
solve 2 problems in one
It
for
would.
the Raiders.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it. But
Nate, dog.
Dude, this is such a tough scene for Nate with like the Android losers, the officially last place. He gets the $0 bid on Aiden O'Connell. Nate, I'm rooting for you, buddy. I am.
Is that the last bid?
I think so, right?
Oh, we
yep.
got an Alec
Tony had a
Pierce
couple
bid
more
in
he had
there.
to throw in.
Alec Pierce.
Alec Pierce, another guy who
He shouldn't be on waivers, probably.
he like should but shouldn't. He's like only 3 targets a game, but then it's just always coming.
He's the
through.
most unpredictable, but like going to happen.
His game logs are like 20, 20, 1, 1, 20. It's
Yeah.
like actually insane.
The thing I think is kind of cool about Alec Pierce, though, is like he's the one guy who feels like he works with a Rich and Flacco.
He's quarterback proof for sure in like the worst way possible.
Like everybody else, if you have like Pittman or Downs, you're like, please, I need Flacco. Pierce is just like, don't matter, just get me the ball downfield.
So when we talk about like wins over replacement player, we have something called a warp, which is did you actually get the warp? Like basically, he is a person that no one actually got the warp. No one's starting him.
no one started.
Yeah.
him.
No one starts Alec Pierce, so it doesn't matter. Like, so now by the time someone picks him up, is it who's starting him? And if they do, is he actually going to have like 3 terrible games in a row? Probably.
Yeah. No, that's super fair. He's when people are like better in best ball type of shit, like this is one of the few players where you actually need him in best ball because you're gonna whip. You're playing whack-a-mole with him in your actual fucking lineup.
Right. The moment you say Alec Pierce is ready to be my flex, we are
The moment your biceps tear.
Well, to be honest, with no Nico, I was like, if there's gonna be someone who can like replace Nico production in 1 week,
People
like,
are saying he's the white Nico Collins.
dude, he kind of looks like him.
I like to call him Antoine Pierce.
Antoine Pierce.
Well,
Is that a basketball player?
Just a cool nickname for him, not Alec. Alec sounds kind of.
Who am I thinking of? Antoine Jameson.
Antoine Jameson.
Jameson.
Antoine
If
James.
his name was Antonio Pierce, he'd be
Then
Gardner
he'd be
Minshew.
a
Well,
cone.
Yeah.
I don't care about
Damn,
Alec Pierce.
this is a
I'm
lame-ass
full
waiver
in.
wire
Now
week.
I'm full in on the Rattler experience. I'm excited about this.
I'm excited about it too. To see him burn and fail.
Well,
Oh,
next
yeah.
week we're talking about who they're going to
It would
start.
only
at
fit my
QB. It'll be a
roster.
really.
It'll be Taysom next week.
It's funny. It's funny how like fantasy dictates some of your opinions. Where it's like because you picked up Rattler, you're like, no, Rattler can definitely steal this job. But if somebody else picked him up, you're like, dude, he's a 5th round pick. Like he sucks.
I also just want to plug this again. Like having waivers run at 11 a.m. the next day as opposed to at 4 a.m. overnight is one of this being the only redraft league I play in, and that happening is like one of the single best setting changes that I've seen in the league.
It is electricity. All my other leagues
Highly suggest it.
So I wake up like 5:30 while I'm here, and they're all done. And it's like there's no like actual momentum, or you don't feel it. It's done. Everyone just wakes up and sees it on different times.
I don't even mean
that though because like you're not in the same room with them.
Yeah, that's definitely a part of
It's just
it.
not. I feel like you're panicking at like 11 p.m. midnight the night before, and you're like, I'm not really trying to focus on this at all.
I think that's what's actually taken out
That's
of
what I
it
was
is
doing
like
last night.
there's not everybody is awake when it's about to run. So that there's a 5, 10, 15 minutes of like, I need to change this bid. Yeah. Nobody does that, and I think that's what keeps it like a little bit
I mean,
lower.
to be fair, there's probably not a single fantasy league in the world that has like as an electric setup for waiver wires as we actually do in the studio.
But I think it makes for this type of chaos though. Like how many bids are going in here? You're like, wait, what just happened? He went for 30. Oh well, the next bid was 28.
Yeah.
And you look, the next one's like $28. Like nobody else bid on him. Like
It's just nice to have a moment to breathe and think about things in the morning before you like pull the trigger, rather than like
that's true.
whatever you figured, do it like Tuesday 7 p.m. and then kind of forget about it or whatever.
Like last night in a home league I'm in, I'm like in bed at like 10. I was like, fuck, I didn't set waivers. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Well, actually,
exactly.
Another
I don't blame you at all.
Another thing too is it's a little extra time. For example, if you put your bids in at night, you might not have seen the news that Spencer Rattler was supposed to be given the job, or that the news was coming there. Now this morning, everyone would change their bid, so people might have been bidding in your league for Jake Haener and then been like, oh, it's gonna
Also,
be
And then
like,
the
the
sharp
the
people
Nico
survive.
news.
I was gonna
shit
say
like
I was
that.
able to move Nico into IR.
Right.
because of-
Move him into IR, like Zave, maybe you up the bid, something like that. Like I think there's a lot of positives to pushing it back as far as you can.
So then next year we'll do like Thursday
Fridays,
morning
yeah.
waivers.
right before the games.
Yeah.
After Thursday night games.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep, that's all we got. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back for some more Idiot League Mates.
Hank.
Love you.